Today we're going to work on a Pitco fryer. For some reason it's not been starting. I guess they would hit the power button, it would sometimes come on, run for a little while, and then shut off again, and then if they started it a couple more times they would sometimes get it to work. But I don't know, we'll have to just go look at it and see what's going on. She said they haven't been using it for like 4 days because it's just been stuck off, so hopefully it's just something simple, but you never know, especially with the Pitco fryers, since they rely on the range hood to properly combust the fuel and pull that flame through the burner. Sometimes they have some pretty serious issues. They're kind of a finicky design, but in any case, we'll go see what's going on. like it's pretty good up here. So I think that the fryer is now going to heat up fine, just like it should. It is an end fryer, which is way more common to have problems with those units because of the range hood not pulling quite as well from the end. The other side, where the fry station is, that side's typically a little bit better because it's up against the fry station, so it's not able to just pull air up the side. It more so forces it to come through the burner. So we might actually add a little extension plate to help the air move through that burner rather than sneaking around it and going up behind there. And I think that'll help. When I went back there with the gas test, you saw that the smoke from that piece of cardboard I was holding was getting pulled really well right behind there. So we know that the range hood is working properly and pulling enough air that it should be able to work fine. So I think that is something we're gonna do. We're gonna add a little plate back there to help force air to go through that burner, because I think that's part of the problem. But the main problem was it wasn't sensing the flame on the pilot assembly because that flame sensor was a little bit dirty and also partially plugged. So when I cleaned that little tiny port inside the pilot assembly, that allows a little bit more gas through. It's able to heat that, and via flame rectification, the burner was able to sense the flame, didn't lock out on a heat failure like it did at first. Basically how they sense flame, they send a voltage up on the flame sensor. Sometimes it's 120, sometimes it's 24 volts. I'm not sure what this particular system uses, but it sends voltage up there, and then it measures what is jumping from that probe to the ground of the unit, and is able to verify that there's a flame there, because it's not able to jump when there's nothing, because air is an insulator, but when it's got a flame, it's able to jump easier. So some of that electricity will jump from the probe to the frame of the unit, and that's how the board verifies that there's a flame. But it was running the spark ignition over and over again because it thought that there was no flame, even though we could clearly see it, there was a flame. So I think that was part of it. And then the other thing that was a problem is you notice that there's a bunch of flour on the floor right near the unit. Well, that flour is being kicked up in the air where they're making their biscuits and powdering chicken and stuff, whatever all other cooking they do in the kitchen there. And that flour was plugging up the intake of that burner assembly. And as I've stated before, these Pitco fryers that rely on the range hood to pull that air through the burner are extremely finicky. So that little bit of buildup right there would cause less airflow through the burner and make it pop or blow out the pilot, all sorts of things like that, leading to our heat failure issues and the thing just not operating properly. So we got that all cleaned out. That should make also a pretty big difference. But yeah, forcing air to move through the burner is very important. So we're gonna add a plate on the back there. Like that. But yeah, I think that just about covers everything that we saw on this troubleshooting call. I'm thinking that it's gonna heat up fine, but we'll go down and check on it and see how it's doing.
Sounds good, thank you very much.
Just let us know if there's anything else, but I think that's going to take care of it. Hopefully for a long, long time.
Well, I hope it's not that long before we see you, but
oh
okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like seeing you guys. I want your stuff to work good.
Yeah, right.